From childhood dreams of a Disney wedding to surviving a brain tumor, now opening a vibrant flower bar right here on Granada, Yvonne McCutchen knows what it means to bloom where you're planted. Welcome to the show, Yvonne.
Hi, thanks for having me.
I'm so glad to have you here. I know we kind of come from friends.
Yes.
So we met through friends. You got to come and see my amazing studio during my wife's.
I loved it. I walked away and I told you that day, I said, we could be doing so much more here.
I love that.
I'm like, we need to post about this. So
I
here
know.
I am.
And you are a social media guru.
I am. And it's funny, when you opened the door, I said, hold on, I have to post. And you let me do it right away because I need to let people know what we're doing. Like, they need to know.
Oh, I love it.
They need to know what we're drinking, eating, doing. They need to know.
And you know what is great about that is social media has the power to influence not only for negative reasons, but for beautiful reasons. I think our community needs to know more what's going on.
I think that Daytona has this reputation of being nothing to do, or it's boring, or it's a transient town. But there is so much more to Daytona than those three things.
Oh, I agree.
So much more.
There is a beautiful culture that is, or I think it's erupting because really it was dead. I feel like growing up, it was dead.
It was, but I think that there's a new vibrant of people like us that want to make this community so much better, and they're improving it, but the word is slowly getting out versus thrown in your face like bigger cities.
I mean, look at what they did downtown on Beach Street.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing.
If you haven't taken a walk down the river.
It's so clean over there now, and it's so fun with all the restaurants and bars and shops. I mean, it's wonderful.
It's a place to hang out.
Yeah.
It definitely is. And you're now in Granada.
Yes.
So you're in like a hip area.
So I'm in the downtown Granada, which is called Main Street, and that's the place to be, supposedly. And it's shops and bars and restaurants and all like small businesses. So it is really cool.
And one of the reasons that we brought you on is because of your social media influence. So you really have created your own kind of brand and vibe.
Yeah, I have.
In the flower community.
I have. It's a very strange group of people. So if you looked at our social media numbers as in followers, you would be like, she doesn't have a presence. But I really do have a presence. It's like I can see the views on on everything and how much people are sharing it and stuff. And give an example, we did, it's called Dollar STEM Night at our place. And my mom and everybody was like, oh, you should only expect like 40 or 50 people. Like, it's not going to be that. We had over 600 people waiting in line the very first time we did it that said, I found out about you through social media.
And it's amazing what social media can do. For me personally, I have about 3,000 followers, but when I make posts, they go up to like 15,000 reach.
Yeah. Which is crazy.
And you don't realize that, like, the influence you have. One of the recent things happened was Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
And we got to help with that. One of the reasons that I feel an obligation and a drive to help other people realize what's going on in our community is because we don't know.
Yeah.
And so I posted a TPUSA faith leader who's in the local area about his post, and he went from 3 likes to now 24 shares.
I know. Isn't it crazy how one person can change everything?
It's
everything.
Knowing that it's knowing how to do it.
Yes.
And so you got to get with the people who know how to do it.
Yeah.
Link up, join arms, find out.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad you're doing that. Can you tell us about your shop though? Because I'm really excited. You got this new area. I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
You just opened.
I mean, literally this Monday, today, will be the 3rd Monday we've had the doors. So literally it's very, very new to Ormond Beach. So we were in Ormond Beach to begin with. That's the misconception. So we were in Ormond Beach, borderline Ormond Beach, Holly Hill. Okay. So my luxury homes in Ormond would not drive to where we were before. Okay. But now we're like in walking distance from them.
Awesome.
So we have been in business for 3 years.
Right.
In reality, I've been in business for over 20 years, but just the floral part for 3 years. And we have grown over 400% in those 3 years, all because of social media. And every time we've moved 3 shops. This is our 3rd shop too, by the way. So We moved into this new location because I was going to get ice cream with my sister. And that's how we found this location. So we were going to get ice cream to support Seabreeze High School cheerleaders and football team, and saw the for rent sign going up in the window, and we ran across the street, literally dodging traffic. Got over there, got the information, and I said, this is where I want to be.
Awesome.
Got the doors opened 3 weeks ago, and we are literally next to Alexander Prime, which is a #1 steakhouse in this area. Whole Seafood. Everybody knows what Whole Seafood is. We're literally right next door to these people. And everybody's walking the streets and happy. And there's wine walks and art walks. And it is a wonderful place to be. And we went from, our very first shop was like 420 square feet.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Our second shop was 650 square feet, something like that.
Right.
And now we're at a little over 1,600 square feet. So we're much larger, and we have the capacity to do a lot more things than we ever have been able to do. And it's just wonderful. I absolutely love it.
You've produced some flowers for some pretty decent sized events.
I have. I have done everything from a $1,000 wedding to an $8 million wedding.
Hallelujah. That's a big wedding.
Yeah. And actually, George Clooney was a guest at that wedding.
Wow. Did you get to
I got to hang out with him.
Okay.
Yes. It was so cool. I got to hang out with him and dance and stuff. He actually came to the wedding with no bodyguards. It was super cool.
So what was one of the most unusual requests you ever had?
So that wedding in particular, I do a lot of South Asian Indian style weddings.
Okay.
Their requests are very off the wall crazy, but they also have the money to spend off the wall crazy. So I've done an elephant at a wedding. We've shut down all the roads in front of Central Park in New York City for weddings.
So you flew up there to do all the flowers.
Oh yeah, I've traveled the entire world to flower for people. I've been to Italy, I've been to Turkey, Hawaii, all over the United States.
Awesome.
Yeah, but the most unusual thing for like normal people weddings.
Right.
I wouldn't say there's really anything unusual, but I did have to babysit a bunch of butterflies one time. Now, butterflies are weird. You get them in a chamber.
Right.
And they're cold. And
I have seen that.
Okay, you have to keep them in this chamber cold with a blanket over them. It has to be a certain temperature. And then 45 minutes before the wedding, you have to start heating them up.
Right.
And then they release at the wedding. That was the biggest project I've ever had to do.
Okay.
Like, that was hard
and
to keep them alive.
And you know what? You took it on and you nailed it?
Yeah, okay. I did. But, I mean, that was a hard job to do.
Would you do it again?
I've done it one other time. So I've done it twice. And after the second time, because they didn't heat up good enough, I said, we're not doing this anymore.
Okay.
Because it is hard. You have to carry them around. You have to like really keep track of them. And
do they die easily if you don't do the right thing?
It's like a whole thing. And I'm like, I'm not into this.
You're like, I'll stick with the flowers.
Yeah. I'm like
live animals? No, let's go.
Yeah. But
they're insects.
I would say the craziest thing we've ever done was the elephant. That was.
Oh, you did do a live animal.
We did. We had to. It was in Orlando, and an elephant came on, like in one of those shipping containers. I think that's what they're called.
Wow.
It comes like a week before the wedding, and it has to get acclimated to the sounds that are around it.
Well, that makes sense. They're very skittish.
Yeah. Well, I'm scared of elephants to begin with.
I would be scared. They could kill you with one little flick.
I am traumatized by elephants.
But were you traumatized before this elephant?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
So why did you say yes?
Because if a client asks for something, you just go with the flow. And so we had this elephant brought in, and there's like all these rules. Like you have to have, certifications,
right.
And you have to have like medicine on hand, and you have to have you have to practice in front of it. It's a hard thing.
That sounds like it would have been a challenging moment. Did you have to put flowers actually on the elephant?
So we had to put it's not flower. Well, yes, it's marigolds. So in South Asian Indian cultures, marigolds is the leis that you wear for Hawaiian, but for South Asian Indians, it's marigolds. So marigolds is a flower, and they use them, and you string it along. So we put that on the elephant, and then you put
They're very big and beautiful.
Yes, but It was a challenge, and I was the one having to walk next to the elephant.
To make sure they didn't fall apart? Or...
And I don't even like elephants.
Hey, you did it though.
I did it.
And that actually is one of the reasons why I think you've won a couple of awards lately.
I have.
What tell me about that experience. What did they nominate you for?
So I've been Small Business Woman of the Year. I have won I got nominated an honoree of 40 under 40, which is a big thing here in town. Best florist 2 years in a row.
That's the one.
Best wedding planner a couple years. I've won I've been nominated for charitable stuff, all kinds of things.
Yeah, and most people don't even know that those things are going on.
Yeah.
I wish we could see in the media more these things.
I wish too. Yeah. I mean, I sit on a lot of boards here in town, and I volunteer and donate and stuff to a lot of boards here in town. But I wish the word would get out to people more that there is a thing called the best of the best, and we should be supporting those best of the best. There's a reason why they are the best of the best.
This podcast is sponsored by One Day Kitchen and Bath Transformations. Imagine walking into your home tomorrow and seeing a brand new kitchen or bathroom renovated overnight. That's exactly what One Day Kitchen and Bath Transformation delivers. Serving homeowners across Florida from Port St. Lucie to Jacksonville and throughout Central Florida, even Ocala, they specialize in cabinet refacing, countertops, vanities, showers, and even tub to shower conversions. And the best part, the projects are done in as little as 1 day and at up to 40 to 50% less than traditional remodeling. Every job is backed by a lifetime transferable warranty, so don't spend weeks living in a construction zone. Transform your space quickly, beautifully, and affordably. Call 844-277-2284 or visit onedaykitchenandbathtransformations.com to schedule your free in-home consultation today. And thanks for listening to the Ignite Mic. Subscribe for more.
Yeah.
So if your life right now was a bouquet,
Okay.
what 3 flowers would be in it?
A daisy, because daisies, every time a little petal pulls off of it, it reblooms somewhere else. Isn't that kind of cool? So
Really?
Yeah,
A daisy.
a daisy. So I'd pick a daisy. That's my favorite flower,
Okay.
because I feel like then I could bloom all over the place.
I love that.
And in theory, you have to think about that. Being a Christian or being a business owner, you want to bloom everywhere. You want everybody to know about you. So that would be great. So I would pick a daisy.
All right.
I would pick stock. So it's long and it's white, pink, purple. You could pick whatever color, but the smell of it is unbelievable. So I would want that so people can remember my scent.
Okay.
And I would pick a hydrangea. So a hydrangea normally is blue. They either come in white, blue, green. You can get them different colors too. But hydrangeas are delicate. You have to feed it water. You have to talk to it, tell it's pretty. You have to have affirmations for it. They love praise and worship music. And I think that represents me.
Awesome. I love that.
Yeah, that would be my bouquet.
All right. And that leads us into a faith conversation.
Yeah.
You obviously have a strong faith.
I do.
And I'm glad that you brought it up.
Yeah.
Is that faith represented in your flower shop? Or?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we play praise and worship every morning for our flowers. They actually love praise and worship music.
Okay.
So we play praise and worship music for them. Everybody always says, how do your flowers last so long? It's because we pray over our flowers and we play praise and worship music.
That may actually, and as funny as I feel like it is, it may be a biblical truth there, because he said, does he not provide for the flowers?
Exactly. And bloom where you are planted. So there we go. So I would say, yes, it's there between our music. We also offer, we sell faith-based Christian hats that say like, y'all need Jesus, or make heaven crowded. Like, we sell that kind of stuff all the time. We do a lot of Christian weddings where like the feet are being washed, or I only will allow you to do a cross at your wedding as your altar piece if you are actually a part of a church and you are faith-based. I will not do it as a trend.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And
I like that you've made a clear writing in the sand. You
Yeah.
said, this is my standard.
Yeah, I mean, yes, it's in our shop because like yesterday I went and set up a wedding. I told the bride, I have to go to church for about an hour and a half and then I'll be back to finish setting up your wedding. She was like, awesome, sounds great. So yeah, it's totally in my flower shop.
I love that.
You know it. I post about it. I tell you I'm at church every Sunday. You know who my pastor is.
Yeah.
It's very aware.
Now, Shelly is how we met.
Yes.
How are you connected with Shelly and WAPN for that matter?
So WAPN is my family legacy and Shelly is my mom. But I have grown up in Christian radio my whole life and in ministry. Actually, my pastor of my church, the reason why he is my pastor of my church for me in my life is because I used to watch him on TV.
Awesome.
I used to watch him on TV when I was a little girl, and I just loved him. I loved how he preached. He used to carry this white towel. He was a more heavier set guy then, and he used to carry a towel, and he just preached away with his white towel and would wipe his sweat, and I just loved it. And his country accent. And then my grandparents started going to that church, and they helped Calvary in a lot of ways. And Calvary is on WAPN,
Of course.
My husband became more into Christ and his faith because of Daily Rayleigh that's on every single day after prayer line.
True.
So my husband refound God because of Pastor Rayleigh.
That's
and
amazing.
So not only was he my pastor and my grandparents' pastor, he then became my husband's pastor, and then he even came and married us for our wedding.
So really funny story. I did a video a long time ago and I got this soundbite from Pastor Jim Rayleigh.
Yeah.
And I didn't know who he was at the time.
Yeah.
I was just doing a video and I produced it and I loved it. And it was like this really powerful sound clip from him.
Yeah.
And I always thought he was black.
Always, right?
I
sometimes my eyes still can't believe it when I'm sitting in church. The things that he says, sometimes I'm like, that is a black man in there.
Yeah,
that is a black man.
I love that. Because I was such a like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a bad thing. It was just a funny thing. You're like, I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Awesome. And he's a great guy.
Oh my gosh, I love him. I know him personally and I know him through our church and he's wonderful.
And I know you have an event coming up
with Calvary. Yeah. So I am like a visionary for their church. And so I come in and I design for their women's conferences. It's
called the Glow Conference, right?
It is the Glow Conference. This year it's called Women on Fire for the Glow Conference. And they have Pastor Wallace coming in to preach, she's phenomenal and is amazing. And that's this weekend. It's Women on Fire. It starts Thursday to Saturday. I don't know when this is going to air, so that's the 17th or the 18th, whatever.
Hopefully it's Tuesday.
If not, whatever. It's September 18th is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
And so I'm just
25 because this will be on forever.
Who knows, right? Yeah. And so
they do it every year. And what month are they usually in?
It depends. Like we do one in the springtime, then one in the fall.
Okay.
But so I'm designing this week for them, and it's really nice to go in there and just design
and you get to do as many flowers as you want?
I get to do whatever I want, really, to be honest with you. I've built such a relationship with them personally and through the church that they just say, here, Yvonne, have fun and do what you want to do. And
I think that I wouldn't say just flowers, but plants in general make the stage. Like even in our little set, I have tons of plants and it vibes it up.
It brings energy that you don't realize is bringing, even if they're real, fake, whatever, it brings in an energy that you just didn't know.
So we did say we would talk about this Disney wedding. So what can you tell me about this vision you had as a kid?
So actually I attended a Disney wedding. Okay. So I think it was like 7, maybe 8 years old. And I got to go to $100,000 Disney wedding, which is the largest package at Disney that you can have.
Wow.
And I got to go at this age with a very close family friend that would take me to things with her because she didn't have a daughter. And so I was like her adopted daughter that could go with her places. And they just brought out everything you could possibly think of. I mean, The lady, when she got married, they had trumpets playing, and the guys looked like they were from Cinderella, and they had a glass slipper to put on her foot that fit exact her size.
Of course.
And they had a carriage, and they had this, and they had that, and all these things. And from that wedding, I always said, gosh, I would just love to design. Now, I didn't know if that meant weddings, flowers.
Right.
I was going to design. And I don't know how it was going to happen, but it was going to happen.
So how old were you? The 7 years old?
About 7 or 8 years old.
And you were like, I've decided.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like, my dream is to do something in the design world. Okay.
Awesome.
Little did I know, my grandmother was setting me up my whole life to be a designer. My grandmother sewed a lot of our clothes when we were growing up and taught me how to sew, and we would hang out in her. She had this giant fabric room in her house, and for our playtime when we would go to her house would be go grab some fabric and you would sew a pillow, or you would watch her cut patterns. And just, I had no idea.
Did you fall in love with it?
So I ended up falling in love even more with design because
okay, because now it's a different avenue,
right? And for college, my grandmother sent me to fashion school, and
check you out.
So I went to fashion school in New York City. I went to one of the best fashion schools you can ever go to, Parsons, and I did a crash course where you had to literally test out every single day. And so I got a degree in design and styling, and I worked in the fashion world for a very long time with celebrities and TV shows, red carpets, New York Fashion Week.
So what brought you home?
Well, I just really came home 2 weeks ago, really, to be honest with you.
Full time.
So I always, when I was living in New York City, would always do my work out of here. I never left Daytona as work-wise.
Right.
Because why have my money go somewhere else when I can be implemented into our community?
So you would just fly there and then work in that avenue and then come home.
Yeah.
I've been a road warrior my career now, and I know that's a difficult road too.
It is. So for about 12 years max total, really 7 to 8 years, I have been flying, which most of our clients had no idea anything about this. I've been flying back and forth for about 7 to 8 years between New York City and here to run my business. Yeah. And so I went to design school, did the whole thing, worked for Tyra Banks, and there was a TV show on Fox called The New Girl. I worked for that show. I went to the Grammys.
Check you out.
I've been to the Met Ball. I've been to the Oscars. Yeah.
I bet you that was an awesome red carpet experience.
Yeah. Very, very cool situations that I've gotten to be in. So.
And you got to do work for them too.
Yeah.
Not just go. You were you're working on these huge shows because people don't understand. Like, this looks great, but when you get to something like that level, they have hundreds of people coordinating and working together. It's
one of our dresses that we helped with actually walked the red carpet for the TV show The New Girl. So it was on Fox. It was pretty cool.
Oh, so they gave you the red carpet experience as well. So you got to be on the red carpet. Yeah,
so we've done all kinds of things. Nice. I mean, it's just been wonderful. And so through that fashion world, we opened up a wedding and events business and did that for a very long time, and then we opened up the flowers. So
one of those stories that you were talking about is that you did experience some health issues as a kid. You had a brain tumor.
I did. I had a brain tumor.
That's pretty insane. So what happened there?
I guess from what I know, I think I was born with it.
Okay.
And we didn't know about it, and it grew over time. And I think I was like 4 when it got removed. And at that time, I'm 40. So at that time, there wasn't the technology there is today. So it was an experimental surgery. And it got removed. And I've had some small little tumors here and there since then, like on my body. But I do have a soft spot on my head still.
Well, from where they did surgery?
Yeah. So I'll always have a soft spot. So I have to be careful not to hit my head in that area. I have a better eye than one eye better than the other. But I still rock with it. I do whatever I need to do. It's fine.
How did that influence your business decision?
I think that you have to overcome everything, whether you grew up poor or you had health issues or, whatever. You have to overcome everything. You can be on the top today and on the bottom tomorrow.
That's true. We have a saying in TV. It's you're only as good as your last show.
It's the truth. It's the truth. And I think that a lot of people forget that they think, oh, well, I'm the best of the best. Well, honey, you can not be the best of the best tomorrow.
Yeah, we all have bad days, though.
Yeah.
So, you got to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep going at it.
Yeah.
One of my weak moments of feeling like, God, what am I doing? Why am I even having a podcast?
Yeah.
Right? Why did I build this studio? I'm going to go bankrupt before it even gets off the ground. Yeah. And I was listening to Charlie Kirk, which is kind of a moment to think about because of what just happened in his passing. And he was preaching about talking really about his business. And he said, the first 2 years, you're just trying to survive.
Oh, yeah. Well, they say most millionaires out there have been bankrupt multiple times before they actually became a millionaire. So it happens.
And so for me, that was an encouragement to say, keep going.
Yeah.
You're only at the beginning.
Yeah.
2 years. Come on. He said 2 years. I'm like, if I can get to 2 years, well, that's the first goal, right?
Yeah.
And so your resilience as a kid, I'm sure they told you may never be able to do something. Or
I mean, I'm sure they did. Do I remember? No. Right. But it is a challenge. You have to overcome things and go, all right, well, I'm not good at this, but I'm going to be really good at this. I might not be great at, reading, but I can overcompensate by listening to what you tell me and remembering every single word. So you might, overcompensate for one thing versus the other. And that goes in life. You need to, hey, tomorrow will be a better day.
Yeah. So what does it mean to you to be the underdog in the story?
Well, I think that I grew up in Holly Hill, which if you're in Daytona, they think that that's the underdog of Daytona.
It's true,
I went to Holly Hill Elementary and Holly Hill Middle, and then I went to Mainland High School, and those are always considered the underdogs. Yeah. And you have to prove, well, I'm going to learn something from every situation I'm being put into, and how are you going to grow and improve yourself, and how are you going to be the best? Well, this little girl from Holly Hill has a storefront on Granada.
Come on.
With the big dogs. So, am I really the underdog?
Not anymore.
You get what I'm saying? And I pushed really, really hard for that. Like we mentioned a couple minutes ago, I was flying back and forth from New York City to Daytona to run my business here in Daytona. And I never allowed somebody to suffer and realize that that's what I was doing, because the underdog in me was like, well, we got to do it. We got to figure it out.
No excuse.
We will figure it out.
I love that. Actually.
And that's what you have to do as a person in general, or a business owner. You have to figure it out. You have to not have the underdog mindset. You have to be like, I am the best. How am I going to be the best?
Mm-hmm. And I feel that way right now in this endeavor. Ignite Content Lab is born.
Yeah.
And now we have the underdog of the underdog story to go from nothing to something.
Yeah.
And so hopefully people will come in and realize the potential of this place to utilize it for their purpose.
Yeah.
What they have vision for, just like you.
Of course.
So we're glad to have you on the show. And
thank you.
Now I really want to kind of tie in. I know we told we wouldn't talk too much politics, but in every show we ask everybody, what is your political view, and how has that shaped you? And maybe if you don't want to talk about it, what is the reason why you don't talk politics?
So we have a rule in our business and in my marriage that we don't talk politics, we don't talk race, and we don't talk religion. Now, we talk religion as in, I'm a Christian, but I'm not like pushing it down your throat. If you follow me and you know what I do in my life, but am I pushing it down your throat? Absolutely not, because I just feel like sometimes we push things so hard to people that it turns them away.
Yeah.
But if I show you being a Christian is wonderful, it's been great, it's fulfilled my life, and my business has grown, right? Then you go, oh, maybe I want to see that route too. With politics, I don't address politics because I have a very mixed following. So my following is Democrats and Republicans, and then the in between people that aren't really sure, right? And I like to respect everybody. I like you to have your opinion and me to have my opinion. Hey, you want to come talk to me about it? Come talk. I will listen, but you probably won't get an answer from me on what my side is.
And you know what? I respect you and I respect that.
Yeah.
I know as a Republican,
Yeah.
Our hope, even as a Republican, is not to hate on Democrats.
Yeah,
okay?
100%.
But the truth is, there's becoming a clear separation with Charlie Kirk and what's going on. I'm hoping to win people to the Republican side that are Democrats, not because.
And I totally get that.
I hate people, or I think that the people are, in my opinion, all needing a savior.
Yeah.
And so we all need to go towards what is God's standard, not our standard. And so maybe you could share a little bit about your feeling about God's standard.
Well, here's the thing. You could put two and two together and guess probably which side I stand on. But I do need to be respectful. We are minorities. So I am part Japanese and my husband is half black. And like I said, a lot of our clients are both sides. And I need to be respectful for those clients because they respect me and they know they pretty much can figure out where I stand. Yeah. And
I hope they continue to use you even if you disagree, because in our culture, we need to have open conversation.
That's exactly where I always tell my clients. And I am open to both sides of listening to what's going on. I understand with the Charlie Kirk thing. I loved him. I did. I loved his debates, and I thought it was amazing how he would debate you. And he wasn't always right, but he debated you. Did he say some things that were a little off on some culture-related items?
I don't really know those parts, but I've heard a lot of people try to say that.
Right. And so if that's your opinion, then that's your opinion. But my husband, like I said, is black, and guess who he liked? He liked Charlie.
Did he?
He did. Okay. He liked Charlie, and I think that we are very faithful in our Christianity, and we love you no matter what. And we run our business on faith-based, and we go to church, and we volunteer a lot to a lot of ministries here in town. And so I think that in reality, whether you like Democrats or you like Republicans or you don't like either one, but you still got to like people.
Yeah, okay? I agree. And so what is your personal motto?
My personal motto is God is always first.
Come on.
Always first. Always, 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 no matter what.
Has that helped you get through in business?
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean, the reason why we do what we do is because God has made a way. I mean, I am 40 years old, and the running joke this past 3 weeks is I haven't had to clock into a job since I was 19. Because why? I'm faith-based.
I love it.
I took a risk at 19 years old to work for myself, and here we are at 40.
Well, I am so glad that you came on. And if you're hearing this and you're feeling like maybe you're tugged, like, oh, this is a challenging part of it, let me tell you, we love you no matter what you believe. And we believe that God has a perfect plan for you.
Yeah.
So do not at all feel divided or friction between us, because we'll love you. And I'm sure you treat every person that comes in that door. It doesn't matter what side you're on.
Doesn't matter.
As fair and honest as you can.
Yeah. I mean, I love you no matter what.
That's right.
Yeah. And we're not going to agree on everything.
And that's okay. We may not agree on everything.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is.
I think the church has a problem with being divided in general. So like, forget like the Republican Democrat party. Like, if the church can't be united, how can the world see the love of God?
You know, the Bible says we got to love everybody. So here we are. I'm loving them.
I know I was a difficult person to love when I was I probably still am. But, there are times where people have told me, like, man, you make it hard. And I think about all the people I've come in contact with. And it's like, well, if they could do it for me, if Jesus could do it for me, then how can I not do it much more to them?
Yeah.
And I think there's a difference between being vocal about something and hating somebody.
Yeah.
It was a clear thing with Charlie Kirk they hated Charlie Kirk.
Well,
Charlie Kirk didn't hate them.
Yeah, here's my thing with the Charlie Kirk thing, and I know we talked about this prior that we weren't going to touch too much on it.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry.
No, you're totally fine. What I was going to say though, what I do want to say is, I am more, I think, upset with how his children are going to have to be brought up.
It's so. It's
you can
awful.
love them, you can hate them.
Yeah,
okay?
nobody deserves that.
But with social media nowadays, which I love social media. Okay, it's been out there, we know it, but. Now, these children, when they grow a little bit older and they say, oh, your dad passed away? Oh, yeah, my dad passed away in 2025, right? Okay. Oh, who was your dad? And they say Charlie Kirk, and then they go on Google, whoever this kid is, or parent, or friend, or whatever, and it types in Charlie Kirk death 2025. What's going to come up?
Yeah.
This video.
Oh, yeah. And you can see the actual shot.
Exactly. And that's what I am more upset about, is that these children are going to have to grow up knowing that their dad died, but having to review it over and over and over again. It, to me, is more disheartening than anything else, because whoever the guy was that shot didn't think about that in the future.
Of course not.
Right.
I mean, there was obvious.
You didn't think about all the children that were in that audience that have to witness. Us as adults, we can handle more than kids can.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've already, I think, processed it.
Yeah.
And most of us have, like, we went to a vigil for him, and we've mourned in some way. His kids haven't even, I don't think, found out.
Not even just his kids, just in kids general, like. What about like my nieces and stuff that are like, oh, what happened? And yes, they're at a good age now that you can explain it to. But what if they were younger?
Yeah, it's impossible. I feel like I can't imagine being Charlie Kirk's wife and having to explain that story now. They're only three and like a couple months old.
And I do want to say, it's not even just about Charlie Kirk. We can go into any other of the victims that have happened in the last 10, 15 years of some type of death or assassinations or, different things that have happened. We've had so many movements in the last, 10 years of different cultures and things. Every culture needs to be recognized that is not okay, that things like this are happening. And I think right now, in certain, going back to our politic thing, certain sides of it are like, well, you guys are only pushing for Charlie because of X, Y, and Z. No, we can also bring light to all the other situations that have happened in the last 10 years that need, justice too. And it's not right I think the hard thing is the social media thing. I think that's the hardest thing, is that before
the cancel culture,
or before, what would happen is somebody would die. We would see it in the newspaper, it would be on the news, and then it would move on. Now it's on social media. It's like, and then if you do say something, you're going to get canceled.
And that's what the worst part of our nation is.
You're going to ruin a small business over me saying somebody shouldn't die.
Yeah, that's crazy to me. And so don't cancel my good friend here. She's amazing. You should go get flowers from her. She's had amazing opportunities that you could only dream of to do it, and give her a chance.
Yeah.
And she'll prove herself to being a very worthwhile asset to your team.
Thank you.
I really think that you've proven that with the awards you've gotten and things like that. So this world can be divided, but how can creativity bring it back together? How can you use some of that?
I think that everybody's full of talent. I mean, look at your talent. You have this beautiful studio here, right? And you're doing this awesome podcast that I think that is going to open the doors for so many people that will be able to use their voice in a way to push the limits, right?
I know that's and she's already talked more than we said we would, but I honor that.
Yeah, and I'm talking just enough that I'm comfortable with, respect. But I think creativity. This is being very creative right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Me teaching you flowers is very creative. Or if I have classes in my store and you want to learn how to do charcuterie boards, guess what? We have an outlet for you to do that. Or if you want to learn how to do balloons, guess what? We have a balloon girl coming in. You can learn how to do that. And I think creativity is going to bring everybody together.
Right.
We all like the same things,
right,
and we don't realize it.
Right. And we love different.
We love different, but we all want to do kind of the same things too.
America is full of differences.
It is.
And I love that.
And I love it.
The melting pot.
It is a melting pot. It sure is.
Awesome. Well, before we end this amazing time with you, I always give every guest an opportunity to share what they believe, whether it's a Christian background or a Muslim faith or whatever. So is there anything you want to share with somebody if you had one chance to speak with anybody?
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah. Is there any one thing you'd like to share with somebody?
I have no idea. I think you're really putting me on the spot.
I am.
I think that people need to realize it doesn't matter. Life is going to get better. And if you put God first, you tithe into the businesses and the church and you volunteer and you're good to people, it's going to be good for you. I mean, you can catch me volunteering all the time. You can catch me donating all the time. You can catch me in the church all the time. There's a reason, because my life has grown so much better because of it.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. And I do believe that you reap what you
sow.
Come on. You do. And if you sow into evil, you're going to reap evil. If you sow into the good and you turn away from the other ways of life into what you may not understand is good, but as God reveals what is good, you go that direction.
I have this weird theory that if you say you're getting a cold, you're going to get a cold. Like, so your mindset's going like that. So I always tell my husband, don't speak negative. We're not getting a cold. We're feeling better. We're thriving. That's like my number one thing I always say. We're thriving in life. We're living the best life. We're doing good. Yeah, literally, I'm like, every day I'm like, we're thriving, YOLO. And he's like, why are we on this YOLO thing? And I'm like, we're going to live our best life. And we got to keep telling ourselves every day.
That's good.
My bank account's going to grow. My faith is going to grow. My business is going to be so abundant that I don't know how to do it any longer because I need to hire 20 people. You know, I'm going to get the biggest client. I mean, I got the biggest client in the last 2 years. How can I get a bigger one than that one? You know, you got to think of these things. And if you keep pushing positivity into your life, what's going to happen?
Right.
Positivity.
Going to come right back to you. And I love how you said, I serve my community. I bless my community.
Oh, yeah.
That to me is one of those things that we need more of. There's a hope I have in my community, just in my neighborhood.
Yeah.
I want to do like a serve day in my neighborhood where
we
all go around and we knock on the doors and say, hey, I see your yard. I see your mailbox needs to be replaced. Like, can we do that for you?
I mean, to piggyback off of that, one of the things we recently did was, we were bored after a hurricane, and I mean, that's seriousness. Bored after a hurricane. A lot of people didn't have electricity, and we said, what can we do? We got 2,220 slices of pizza, and guess what we did? Drove around and fed community after community after community for free.
That's amazing. Actually, you know, we always want to go help them, like pull branches, but you know how starving everybody is after that? That is a great thing to do.
Every Christmas season, I pick 12 to 20 businesses and I go in and I say, hey, what's your sales normally like every day? It's X amount of dollars. All right, cool. I'm going to pay that today. And if you go over, give me a call. I'll pay the rest of the bill.
Hallelujah.
In our community, only small businesses.
Come on. That's a way to give back, but also I feel like it does breed community. We feel connected. I think that in this world today, we have a lack of connection between our neighbor, between the other store owners. This corporate mentality has kind of set in, and we're kind of like, we go to that corporate business rather than the little mom and pop shop. And the little mom and pop shop's the one giving back. The little mom and pop shop's the one that's keeping everybody together.
And I do want to say, when people are like, oh, giving back, oh, I can't afford it or whatever, it doesn't have to be that. You go into a small business, hey, do you have social media? How can I tag you? A simple video out there that says, hey, I had the best coffee today at such and such place. That right there is sewing into their business.
Come on. social media is the most powerful thing right now, and I think like a Google review goes way longer.
Google review, a video post, a picture of your coffee cup, hey, I'm at Daytona Dream Center handing out groceries today. Hey, I'm walking into Ignite to do a podcast. Hey, I'm at WAPN doing this. Hey, I'm at this place. Every single time you tag, you review, you post, you are helping that business financially gain income.
I love that.
They might not be getting dollars.
We could do a whole episode on how we could benefit our community through social media.
Oh, I could give you a whole lesson on it.
Well, is there anything that you feel like, I feel like that was a good nugget.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would say for maybe a small business owner that would help them to get more?
So the funny thing is I have a good friend named Camila, and she runs a wax burning thing, and she used to post, and she still does. She posts all the time, and then she had her kids post, and her kids are the cutest things ever. And I would go, oh my gosh, she posts so much, right? Yeah. You know why? She was putting it in my mind, hey, I'm the best wax seller. I'm the best this seller. I'm the best. And I began to only think, oh, where can I get those wax melts from? I couldn't think of anybody else. It was automatically Camila, right? And then when you start thinking about that and you start using it in your own small business or in your church or your nonprofit, if I post so much that you don't remember anybody else, then I've done my job.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to know, and I tell every client this that hires me, I want you to be my best friend. I want you to know my coffee order. I want you to know my favorite bakery. I want you to know what my husband looks like, what we're doing on the weekends, what I'm not doing. I want you to know that my hair looks like crap today. I want you to know that I'm here on this podcast. I want you to know every single second of my day so that I'm the only person you think about.
That is amazing. And can I give one?
Yeah.
Too? Okay. So, Facebook has a really good tool called Groups.
Yes.
And most people don't realize about that.
I know.
And so if you'll go join what's happening in Daytona, what's happening in Ormond, what's happening in Flagler, wherever if you're in some other country, whether or not you're in a different state or a different city, go join one of those groups that are in your local area. And when you go to a good place, literally just share it on that group. Like, oh, this place was amazing.
Done.
And you know what you've just did for that business?
So much.
It is huge. Because what happens is the algorithm picks it up and it throws it out to like way more people than you ever reach.
There's a coffee shop that actually named a lemonade after me because I promote this lemonade so much and so many people have asked for this lemonade. There is a bakery in town that literally gets phone calls all the time and goes, what is that sandwich that girl that does flowers does? Because I need that sandwich. She makes it look so good.
There you go.
There's a reason I do that. Because it's helping that small business.
Yeah, and it's not about us, it's about our community. And I think that is what we should promote more and more.
You know, I don't just sit here and sit on boards and donate money to this community. You see me at Daytona Dream Center passing out groceries. You see me in the neighborhoods passing out the pizza. You see that I'm collecting 20 to 30,000 diapers to give back into this community for single moms and single dads. You know, I don't just speak about it, I actually do it.
So what legacy do you hope that your business will leave behind? Like if your faith, what legacy?
I mean, we've touched on it the whole time. My faith is very strong.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I want you to know, that I love life. I love God, and that no matter what, I don't care what you think about me, but I care about you. Mm-hmm. And that's what I want to leave behind. The flower shop's going to go one day and we're all going to get old and we're going to move on. But I always say this, when somebody stands at a funeral, they always talk about, oh, remember when Johnny was 3 years old and he did this? No, I want you to be like, she loved her community.
Yes.
She loved God and she loved her life.
Amen.
You
Amen. Know? Well, in every show, I try to give everybody an opportunity, like I said, to share their faith. But in this moment, can I share my faith with you?
Yeah, I want to hear it. Let's go.
So when I was young, I had been Catholic growing up. I went to like confirmation.
Oh, really?
So you're talking about weddings all the time.
Yeah.
I thought, oh, I have to get my catechism so I can get married at the church.
Yes.
Isn't that a sad reason to be a part of Jesus, right? So later when I came about 21, that's when I gave my life to Jesus.
Very nice.
And it was a radical conversion where I was at this thing where like, they're like, hey, can you can experience God. They're like, we're going to go on a 3-day weekend and we're going to fast and we're going to pray and we're going to experience God.
And in your head, you're like, I don't know.
Now, I wasn't, and God had humbled me at this moment.
Yeah.
I had really gotten to this place where I was like, my life is a wreck.
Yeah.
And in the back of a cop car, I remember was thinking this. It was like, okay, something's wrong with my life.
How can we fix it?
I don't know what it is. But there's something wrong.
Yeah.
And so as I'm walking into a Bible study one night on accident, I got invited to a party. I go and see Bibles in people's hands, and I'm like, this is not the party.
This is not what I thought I was walking into.
And that led me to me realizing, like, Jesus, if you're real, because that was what I remembered in the back of my head. Like, okay, Jesus, are you giving me a sign? Catechism, like, that's about all I knew was like the name of Jesus, because I didn't know anything about him.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, Bibles, I don't know what's going on. I can encounter God. And I remember praying a simple prayer, and it was, God, if you're real, Jesus, if you are who you say you are, I want to know that. I want to know if you're real.
Yeah.
And that led me to, first off, this amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Who would have thought I would have a TV studio talking about Jesus? Okay. Yeah. And having a podcast where I bring on people from all walks of life, whether you're a business owner or a Republican or Democrat or, I'm willing to talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And I get to share my faith and say, like me, to you out there, ask Jesus if he's real.
Yeah.
And if he is, I just ask you to ask him into your heart and ask for the Holy Spirit to guide and lead you.
Yeah.
So I hope that through this conversation, people get to know the Flower Girl.
Yeah.
Right? And what is the name of the business?
It's called The Flower Bar. And do you want me to say the address?
Oh, all of it. Yeah.
Okay. So we're The Flower Bar. We're at 157 West Granada in Ormond Beach, right next to Alexander Prime. Can't miss us. And you can catch us on social media. Typically, I do all social media. I mean, TikTok, Instagram, but our main is Instagram, and it's The Flower Bar _ S as in Sam, B as in boy, Y as in yo-yo. You can't miss it. It's a picture of me. I mean, it's really a picture of me, so you can't miss it.
That's awesome. And so if people want to follow your journey, they should follow on which platform? All of them?
I would say Instagram is the best, where you're going to get every nitty gritty. If it's raining, it's raining. If I'm catching a flight, I'm getting on a flight. Like, that's where you follow the most. But I do post everything on every platform.
And your business does flowers, but like, from what to what? What are you servicing them for? Like, what are some of your services?
You can come get one stem, or you can come get an $8 million wedding from us. It's really whatever you want. I don't really care. I just think that flowers bring joy to people.
Yeah.
And my retirement dream was to have a flower cart in front of Dollar Tree and sell roses out of it. That was my retirement dream. And
awesome.
I thought I was going to do that at 60. And working in the wedding industry for so long, about 39 years old, I said, I'm ready to retire. And my flower cart in front of Dollar Tree became a whole storefront on Granada. So
there you go.
Yeah.
So come and find her on Granada.
Yeah.
Come get the $1 stem.
Yeah. Well, it's not $1 all the time.
Yeah. What's that?
We have a $1 stem night coming up, and it's November 1st. And literally every single flower is $1. It could be our $22 flower is $1 that night, or it could be, our $1 flowers, $1. Yeah. So we do a fun night, and we do coffees and all kinds of fun things there. And you can get flowers for $1.
And you're growing kind of a community somehow.
I do. I have a little community of people. And if you're a small business and you kind of need me to push you out there a little bit more, we bring you into the shop and I push you out there a little bit more.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that you're so community oriented. Thanks for coming on the show. This has been great.
Oh, I've been wonderful being here. Thank you.
Is there anything you didn't get to share you want to?
I don't know. I mean, we got coffee every Friday in our store with Wheelhouse Coffee, which is a faith-based coffee shop.
Awesome.
They come every Friday, so there's that. If you want a good Christian girl serving you coffee,
get yourself a flower for your girl on the way out.
We do lots of community outreach in this community. We just did Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Yes.
The gala. We just did that. So we got to watch them grant all the wishes for the entire year. My mom will tell you it's her favorite event she goes to. We get to see them raise all the money to grant the wishes, and then they grant them right on the spot. It is by far the coolest thing you'll ever see.
That's awesome. I got to interview a guy for Toys for Tots. His name's Alan.
Awesome.
And so that episode will be being released very soon.
Awesome.
So you'll get to see some of that. So I love the community. I love how we're giving back. I love that we're sparking fires underneath people to be a light to their community.
I mean, really, there's nothing really major going on in our business or anything. It's just more like get out there and be a part of it.
Yeah. And if you need flowers, go find the flower girl.
Now it's
at the Flower Bar.
Yeah, at 157 West Granada.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me.
I loved it.